Welcome, dear friends, folded hands. Today, we will embark on a journey into the heart of Buddhist wisdom, a teaching that reminds us of one simple truth. Stay calm and let the universe deliver what you deserve. Life is often overwhelming. Some days, it feels as though everything is against us. Our work, our relationships, our health, even our own thoughts. We worry about the future. We regret the past. And we keep reacting to things beyond our control. But the Buddha showed us another way. He taught that peace does not come from chasing, forcing, or clinging. True peace comes from calmness, patience, and trust in the law of cause and effect. The law of karma, the Dhamma tells us, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. This means that no matter how chaotic the world is, if you can remain calm inside, you will receive the blessings, opportunities, and lessons that life has prepared for you. Today, let us explore 10 Buddhist principles that will help you live with calmness, patience, and wisdom so that nothing can disturb your peace. And in each principle, I will share not just teachings, but also stories of the Buddha and simple daily life examples to help you connect this wisdom to your own journey. So let's begin. Principle 1. The power of calm presence. The first principle is this: calmness is not weakness, it is power. When the mind is calm, it sees clearly. When the mind is calm, it chooses wisely. But when the mind is restless, even small problems look enormous. The Buddha once compared the mind to water. Imagine a cup of muddy water that is shaken. It becomes cloudy, and you cannot see through it. But when the cup is placed down, when it is still, the mud settles, and the water becomes clear. In the same way, when your mind is shaken by anger, fear, or craving, you cannot see clearly. But if you stay calm, wisdom arises naturally. Once, a man came to insult the Buddha. He shouted at him, called him names, and tried to provoke him. Yet the Buddha remained silent. Later, when his disciples asked why he did not respond, the Buddha said, "If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The disciples replied, "To the one who offered it." The Buddha said, "In the same way, I do not accept his insults. They remain with him." This story teaches us that calmness is not passivity. It is strength. The Buddha could have reacted with anger. Instead, he remained calm, and his calmness disarmed the anger of others. Think about your own life. Maybe someone at work criticizes you unfairly. Maybe a friend or family member loses their temper and shouts. The natural reaction is to shout back, to defend yourself. But what happens when you do this? The conflict grows bigger. Now imagine pausing, breathing, and staying calm. Instead of reacting, you observe. You may respond later with wisdom, or you may choose silence. But either way, your calmness prevents the fire from spreading. Next time someone provokes you, try this. Take 3 slow breaths before speaking. Ask yourself, do I need to carry this anger, or can I let it go? Over time, this simple habit builds inner calmness, like a shield that protects you in all situations. Principle 2. Trusting impermanence. The second principle is this: everything changes. Nothing lasts forever. Why do we suffer? Because we believe our pain, our loss, or our problems will last forever. But the Buddha taught anicca, impermanence. Everything arises and passes away. A woman named Kisa Gautami lost her only child. She was overcome with grief and carried her child's body, begging everyone for medicine to bring him back. People pitied her but could not help. Finally, someone sent her to the Buddha. The Buddha told her, "Go and bring me a handful of mustard seeds from a house where no one has ever died." Kisa Gautami went from house to house, but every family had lost someone. No house was free from death. Slowly, she realized the truth. Death is universal and all things are impermanent. She returned to the Buddha, her grief softened by wisdom. She became a follower of the Dhamma, finding peace in the truth of impermanence. In our own lives, we often get stuck in moments of pain. The breakup of a relationship, the loss of a job, the betrayal of a friend. We believe the suffering will last forever, but time shows us otherwise. Just like wounds heal, emotions also rise and fall. When you are suffering, remind yourself, this too shall pass. When you are happy, also remind yourself, this too shall pass. By seeing impermanence, we stop clinging and start appreciating each moment. The Buddha said, all conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. Impermanence is not a cause of sadness. It is the key to freedom. Principle 3, the pause before reaction. One of the most practical Buddhist principles is this. Between stimulus and response, there is a pause. In that pause lies our freedom. Most of the time, we react instantly. Someone criticizes us, and we snap back. A problem appears, and we panic. But the Buddha taught us to insert a pause, a moment of mindfulness, before reacting. Once, a man came to argue with the Buddha. He was furious, shouting and accusing the Buddha of false teachings. The disciples were ready to defend their master, but the Buddha simply sat in silence, breathing calmly. When the man finished, the Buddha gently asked, "Friend, if a person refuses to accept a gift, to whom does the gift belong?" The man replied, "To the one who offered it." The Buddha said, "Then I refuse your anger. It remains with you." This story shows that the Buddha's strength was not in reacting quickly, but in pausing wisely. Imagine you are driving and someone cuts in front of you. Your first impulse may be to honk loudly or curse. But if you pause just for 3 breaths, you might realize, I don't know their story. Maybe they're rushing to the hospital. Maybe they're having a hard day. By pausing, you save yourself from anger. You keep your peace. Next time you feel anger rising, place your hand on your chest and take 3 mindful breaths. Next time you want to reply to a hurtful message, wait for 1 hour before answering. The Buddha said, better than 1,000 hollow words is 1 word that brings peace. The pause is your greatest power. In it lies wisdom. In it lies peace. Principle 4, patience, the armor of the wise. The 4th principle is patience. In Buddhism, patience is called kani, the highest spiritual practice. Why? Because life will always test us. People will insult us. Plans will fail. Situations will challenge us. Without patience, we are like a pot that boils over quickly. With patience, We are like a deep ocean, calm even when storms arrive. The monk Punna asked the Buddha for permission to teach in a dangerous land where people were known for being violent. The Buddha asked, "What will you do if they insult you?" Punna replied, "I will think. They are only using words, not fists. I should be patient." The Buddha asked, "What if they strike you?" Punna said, "Then I will think. They have not killed me, only struck me. I can still practice patience." The Buddha asked, "What if they kill you?" Punna replied, "Then I will think. Fortunate am I to give up this body while living a holy life. My death will be with purity." Hearing this, the Buddha praised Punna as a true bearer of patience. Think about when someone at work blames you unfairly. Without patience, you argue immediately, making the problem worse. But with patience, you stay calm, listen, and respond wisely. Later, people see your maturity and respect you more. Or consider family life. A child misbehaves. A spouse forgets something important. If you lose patience, conflict grows. But if you breathe, smile, and guide gently, harmony is restored. Each day, test your patience in small things. When waiting in line, smile instead of complaining. When stuck in traffic, breathe instead of honking. When criticized, ask yourself, "Can I learn from this or let it go?" The Buddha said, patience is the highest ascetic practice. It means patience is not weakness. It is armor. It protects you from anger, from despair, from foolish actions. When you wear the armor of patience, nothing can break your peace. Principle 5, mindfulness of emotions. The Buddha taught us to practice satipatthana, mindfulness of the body, feelings, mind, and phenomena. When emotions arise, most people get lost in them. But mindfulness allows us to observe them without being controlled. Once, a powerful king was furious at a monk who refused to bow to him. The king shouted, "Don't you know I could kill you?" The monk calmly replied, "And don't you know, O king, that I could die without fear?" The monk's mindfulness gave him fearlessness. He observed the king's anger without being swept away. When you feel anger rising, say silently, "This is anger." When sadness arises, "This is sadness." When craving arises, "This is craving." By naming the emotion, you separate yourself from it. You become the observer, not the prisoner. Before sleep, reflect. What was my strongest emotion today? How did I react? Could I have paused and chosen differently? The Buddha said, "He who knows his mind guards his mind well, for the mind is difficult to tame." Mindfulness transforms emotions into teachers, not enemies. Principle 6, compassion dissolves reactivity. Often, we react strongly because we judge ourselves or others harshly. Compassion softens the heart. Angulimala was a feared murderer, but when he met the Buddha stood calmly in his path. Angulimala shouted, "Stop, monk!" The Buddha said, "I have stopped, Angulimala. You should stop too." In that moment, the murderer's heart softened. He renounced violence and became a monk. The Buddha's compassion, not anger, transformed a killer into a saint. When someone shouts at you, instead of shouting back, ask, "What pain are they carrying?" Compassion allows you to see beyond the words, to the suffering behind them. Each night, repeat silently, "May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free from suffering." This simple practice, called metta-meditation, gradually replaces reactivity with loving kindness. Principle 7, letting go of control. Much of our suffering comes from wanting to control life. We want people to act according to our plans. But life is vast and uncontrollable. A young mother, Kisagami, lost her only child. In grief, she asked the Buddha for medicine. The Buddha told her, "Bring me mustard seeds from a house where no one has died." She searched every home but found death everywhere. At last, she realized loss is universal. Her pain lessened as she let go of the illusion of control. You want your family, co-workers, or friends to act exactly as you wish, but they don't. Instead of controlling them, learn to adjust yourself. Peace is found not in control, but in acceptance. Say to yourself, "I cannot control others. I can only control my mind." This single thought can end countless arguments. The Buddha said, "Attachment is the root of suffering." Letting go is not weakness, it is wisdom. Principle 8, the power of noble silence. The Buddha often responded with silence. His silence was not emptiness, it was full of meaning. Once, a man insulted the Buddha harshly, demanding an answer. The Buddha remained silent. Later, a disciple asked why. The Buddha said, "When a person is angry, any answer will only feed his fire. Silence is the best response." When someone posts harsh words online, you feel tempted to argue, but silence often protects your peace better than 100 replies. Train yourself to pause before speaking. If your words cannot bring peace, sometimes silence is better. The Dhamma says, "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." Silence is not weakness, it is strength. Principle 9, building habits of non-reactivity. Wisdom is built through small daily habits. We cannot expect overnight transformation. The Buddha himself said, "Drop by drop, the water pot is filled." Likewise, the wise man, gathering little by little, fills himself with good. If you practice mindful breathing just 5 minutes each morning, over time, you will notice more calmness. If you reflect on your reactions each night, slowly your patience grows. A disciple once asked the Buddha, "Why do I fail again and again?" The Buddha said, "Because you give up too soon." Practice is like polishing a stone. Slowly, with effort, it becomes smooth. Begin the day with 5 mindful breaths. Pause before every important reply. Reflect in the evening. Over time, your reactivity weakens and wisdom grows strong. Principle 10, the unshakable mind. The ultimate principle is equanimity, upeka. It means to remain steady in gain and loss, praise and blame, joy and sorrow. A man once praised the Buddha with beautiful words. The Buddha remained calm. Another day, a man insulted him. The Buddha remained calm. A disciple asked, "Why do you not rejoice in praise, nor suffer in blame?" The Buddha said, praise and blame, gain and loss, pleasure and pain. These are worldly winds. The wise are not shaken. Imagine at work. One day people admire you. The next day they criticize you. If you let their opinions control your peace, you will never be free. But if you remain steady, your happiness no longer depends on others. When praised, smile but stay humble. When blamed, listen, but do not let it destroy your peace. Say silently, like a rock unmoved by the wind, my mind remains calm. The Buddha said, like a solid rock is not shaken by the wind, so the wise are not moved by praise or blame. Dear friends, today we have walked through 10 Buddhist principles, understanding the reactive mind, the power of awareness, the pause before reaction, patience, the armor of the wise, mindfulness of emotions, compassion dissolves reactivity, letting go of control, the power of noble silence, building habits of non-reactivity, the unshakable mind. These teachings are not just philosophy. They are daily practices. They are keys to freedom. Sparkles remember. Peace begins with awareness. Strength is found in patience. Freedom is born in letting go. And wisdom shines when we are unshakable. Folded hands, thank you for walking this journey with me. May you be well. May you be peaceful. May you be free.